In this video, you are going to find out how to win almost every war on Rise of Nations. This list covers various strategies that will make you obliterate that one China player. This list is gonna make you destroy that one Russia resource hoarder. This list is gonna make you demolish that one Germany tank spammer.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Before I continue, it's crucial to mention that when you like this video in the first 5 to 20 seconds of watching, YouTube boosts the video onto the algorithm. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a comment down on where you're watching from and which country should I make a specified list to play against. With all that being said, let's start with number one. Number one, always build factories far away from your borders. Building factories away from surrounding nations and building more than one factory on a single nation is completely fine. This is going to help immensely when you find yourself stuck in a war with the country next to you. Best part about this is that your supply and trade doesn't get tear down, because think about it, it's going to take your enemy longer to reach one of your factories. Therefore, your supply and trade doesn't get disrupted. It will definitely save you the headaches you're going to get when an enemy attacks one of your steel factories, therefore causing a disruption in your electronic and motor factories, which will ultimately lead to the downfall of your income if you were dependent on electronics, which you should depend on electronics early in the game. Number two, blitz the capital. Now this is the most important one I probably have on this list, because I can't tell you how many times I've defeated a player like the Union of North America or a China player, while being someone like Taiwan or Sweden, just because they forgot to defend their capital. Now they could send I don't care how many tanks they want, but they're not gonna win if they don't defend their capital. By taking his capital and just camping there. Now without a capital, everyone knows that their stability is just gonna deplete, therefore causing a disruption in the income, in the supply and trade, and most importantly, his country is just gonna get cut up. Lots of countries will get independence inside his own union. Number three, annex oil-rich nations. Now, annexing oil-rich nations, or colonizing, if you will, oil-rich nations such as Colombia, Algeria, and pretty much the entire Middle East is going to get you one step further to becoming a superpower class nation. Now, to become a superpower class nation, you're gonna have to have a huge military, and to have a huge military, you are going to have a lot of oil. By colonizing these countries, you automatically get the resources, which is tons of oil, because having a huge military will spend a lot of oil, and no oil equals no huge military. Understand? This one is pretty straightforward, so I'm just gonna keep it nice and short and move on to number four, which is use chat.
Yo, chat, why this game so fun, chat?
Using chat is one of the most important ones I'm going to mention on this list for multiple reasons. One of them being is that the more experienced players actually use chat. By using chat, you are pretty much just saying, hey, I'm an experienced player, I understand this game, therefore you're gonna get more allies, more people to actually defend you in a war. And you might even, be invited to a faction, which I know a lot of people hate for some reason, but they are actually really good. Now for number five, I know lots of people hate this, but it is tank spamming. Tank spamming is probably one of the most hated strategies in the game, but to be honest, it does work. It will get you those wins, especially if you're one of the more stronger nations. Tank spamming is just broken if you're a country like the Union of North America, with lots of oil, of course. Now, if you don't know what tank spamming is essentially just creating tons of tanks and basically blitzkrieging the enemy. You just select all your tanks and hit that auto capture button. Now, I do have to mention that if you are one of the more smaller countries, let's say like Poland, you are probably gonna want to, refrain from tank spamming Germany. Because for one, Germany has more square cities than you, therefore he can make more tanks than you. And also because Germany starts off with a bigger treasury, so he has a better economy. And Germany is the bigger country. So in this situation, you are better off just strategizing. And by strategizing, I mean just following the other things I mentioned in this list. And those were the 5 things I listed to make you win almost every single game in Rise of Nations. Keep an eye on the other videos that I'm going to post because they are also going to be Rise of Nations related. And for a sneak peek, I'm just going to say the next video idea, which is the top 10 nations to play as in Rise of Nations. So stay tuned for that. And
please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million.